update today. Lots going on, lots of movement, lots of action going on at the state capitol. I want to inform everyone that the governor will be having a press conference today at 3:30, and there will be some issues related to K-12 education. So I would encourage everyone to tune in to the governor's press conference today at 3:30 to discuss or to learn more about some of the things that we're discussing today. Today's positive test cases, out of 1,170 tests, 63 were positive, which brings our positive testing rate up again to 5.4%. Yesterday we were at 2.4, Sunday we were at 3, Saturday we were at 5. So we have gone higher than we've gone in the last several days with 63 positives out of the 1,170 tests. Unfortunately, another death in Cass County with a man in his 90s with underlying health conditions. So our heart and thoughts go out to his family and friends who have lost the man in Cass County. We had an additional death and one additional from the day before that. So that's an update on our positive test results. Updates for information regarding internal operations at the Department of Public Instruction. Our special ed directors and family advocates continue to have questions on Part B admission testing requirements from Part B to Part C, and because those assessments need to be done face-to-face. We have been working with the governor's office to take a look at our executive order amendment that we released last week to determine how we might be able to be inclusive of these Part B to Part C admission requirements, as well as some test administration, standardized test administration for not only Part B to Part C, but also for some of our students that may need English language testing and or CNA testing, which we have not previously discussed. I'm very happy and excited to announce that all 173 high schools have submitted photos, logos, or images for the slideshow during the May 30th statewide graduation celebration. I've been coordinating with the governor's office this morning, setting up the date and time for our broadcast for this, and we have confirmed receipt of all of the information that we need from our three special guests, Josh Dumel, Carson Wentz, our commencement exercise speaker, and Tiger Lily, who will be providing a musical selection and a congratulatory note to all of our graduates as well. We have secured all 5 of our students participants, our senior participants, and have a great representation of people from across the state who will be graduating with diverse backgrounds to be able to participate in this, and I'm very excited about this. These will all be shown during the celebration with the superintendent's narration, and Governor Burgum will provide his words of welcome and congratulations to the graduates as well. We are continuing to plan and prepare for the end of the school year, as well as the startup of summer school. I had a great call yesterday with the North Dakota Drivers Education Association leader, Jim Keller, and he is working with our school approval office to get some additional guidance from his association members on our website to help with that ever important rite of passage in North Dakota to help our students get their driver's license. Family Engagement Cabinet is planned for Thursday, May 21st, which is this Thursday, and we will have our second PK-12 Alliance meeting May 26th. So really excited to meet with them again. We have happy to announce that 76 applications have been received by our school districts for ESSER funding, and 73 of those have been approved. So about half of our districts have submitted applications. I want to provide an update again. This is a repeat of the information that I shared yesterday, but I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that CDC has provided additional guidance and updated guidance for school decision trees. So North Dakota Department of Public Instruction, being true to our promise with our work with the K-12 Coordination Council and all the other government agencies that have helped us work on this guidance, to keep this guidance a dynamic, organic, living, changing document that will provide the most up-to-date information. We have replaced the Section 3 of our North Dakota K-12 Smart Restart guidance with the updated decision tree from CDC. So Section 3, previous guidance from CDC, has been replaced with the newest and latest CDC guidance. I also want to address a couple things that the governor and I have been working on. The governor's office and our agency, Jim Upgren, has been integral in this, as well as Brenda Zashpool from the North Dakota University System. We have been addressing the need to determine what we should do with the requirement of the ACT-CTE scholarship for a grade C of higher in order to be eligible for the scholarship. So again, I would encourage everyone to tune in to the governor's press conference later this afternoon to have some questions answered about that. I want to reiterate at this point in time, our office, particularly Joe Kolaski and the superintendent's office, my office, had been fielding a lot of calls from across the state with some misinformation stating that the state has been providing the directive that schools must not fail any student if they had a passing grade at the end of the third 9 weeks before we moved into distance learning. Either that directive or the directive of students must not fail, or they must be pass-fail, or all students must receive the same grade that they had at the end of the third 9 weeks as their final grade. There has never been, and nor will there ever be, any state direction that a school must grade in one way or another, or a school must or must not provide a grading system to any student. No directive has ever come from the Department of Public Instruction or any other state agency, and nor will it come from the Department of Public Instruction about a school grading system or what individual teachers grades they must or must not provide to a student. Grading systems and individual grades to students is a local school decision made within each local school district. So if you are hearing or you have that understanding, please know that the state has not directed school districts to do one thing or another with grading systems, whether that be an A, B, C, A through F grading system, pass, fail, satisfactory or unsatisfactory. Those local grading systems are made at the local level. I also want to just share with all of you a memo that I have sent to all school superintendents, business managers, and school board presidents. This memo deals with the fraudulent unemployment claims. In a nutshell, this memo can be posted under COVID-19 and will be posted shortly, but essentially, Job Service of North Dakota issued a press release this morning that states, in part, criminals committing fraud and fraudulent unemployment claims have gathered personal information from multiple sources, buying Social Security numbers on the dark web to gather demographic and unemployment data from various public websites and social media sites. These sophisticated schemes are often hard to detect and ultimately can result in very large losses. Recently, it has come to light that there have been a large number of fraudulent unemployment claims being filed in the names of school employees. An internal investigation was launched to determine if the data being used to file the fraudulent claims had originated from the state of North Dakota data systems. Essentially, attackers have recently been able to match up names of North Dakota educators taken from not DPI, but taken from the Education Standards and Practices Board database. But it is very important to note that there has been no evidence of a breach. ESPB, an independent state agency, nor DPI have not been breached. There has been no breach of information. Information has been received from the public information database of ESPB. And they have matched these bad actors, have either purchased or traded previously stolen Social Security numbers and matched those up. So please be vigilant in reviewing any unemployment claims that have come across your desk to make sure that they are legitimate. If you have been a victim of a false claim or anyone in your school district is suspecting a fraudulent unemployment claim, please contact Job Service North Dakota immediately at 701-328-2866. Again, 701-328-2866, or access Job Service, which would be jobsnd.com, and file report an unemployment fraud under unemployment for business. So again, 701-328-2866 or access jobsnd.com to report an unemployment fraud. So with that, that concludes my sharing with you today. Thank you for joining me. I want to end with a quote by General Dwight Eisenhower. And General Eisenhower says this: "I tell this story to illustrate the truth of the statement I heard long ago in the Army. Plans are worthless, but planning is everything. There is a very great distinction, because when you are planning for an emergency, you must start with this one thing. The very definition of emergency is that it is unexpected. Therefore, it is not going to happen the way that you are planning. So plans are worthless, but planning is critical and essential. The very act and sheer exercise of planning is critically important. But know that the plan that you put in place will never be the one that you implement, because in the very essence of emergency, it will be unexpected." So as we move from closing out this 1920 school year and begin planning for our 2021 school year and or any other summer school plans, please know that the planning is worth it, but the plans will not be what you will need to implement. Please tune in to the governor's press conference later this afternoon. And please, if you have not understood or are still unfamiliar about how much great local authority there is and local decision-making there is under one of the 7 elements of decision-making of summer student center programs, please tune in to the recording yesterday where we go into greater detail about the fact that that summer student center programming was an all-encompassing term allowing the greatest maximum flexibility for local school districts to make decisions with their superintendents and school boards. Thank you so much and have a good day.